We've a watery sun now after all 4 seasons earlier on. It's the perfect setting for what's always a tumultuous confrontation, described for us this afternoon by Philip Matthews, Brian Moore and Eddie Butler.
Thank you, John. The Irish team shows one change in the forwards. Jody Murphy is in for Jamie Heaslip. And Paul O'Connell wins his 99th cap today. He is, of course, the captain. Behind the scrum, it's nearly a half-century for Johnny Sexton. His 49th cap today. Tommy Bowe's so good at chasing Sexton's kicks. Rokhani's so good at catching what opponents will be sending his way. Same pack for England that have played 2-1-2. Chris Robshaw, the captain from the back row. And there are just a few changes, a couple of changes behind the scrum. Alex Good comes in for Mike Brown at fullback, and Jack Knoll for Johnny May. Jonathan Joseph with 3 tries, the leading scorer in the Six Nations. And should Nick Easter come off the bench, he'll win his 50th cap. He's already the oldest try scorer at 36 in the history of the Six Nations. Craig Joubert of South Africa is today's referee. He's probably going to have a busy afternoon, although it's not going to be so heavy underfoot as it promised to be earlier this morning. It was chucking it down, all sorts of weather, snow, hail, and now there's sunshine. Young George Ford, his head-to-head with Jonathan Sexton, will be one of the highlights of this game. There are no prizes to be handed out in round 3. But this is going to be very special at the halfway turn. Simon Zebo with the first catch. Dan Cole makes the first tackle. Conor Murray. George Ford covering back. It's there for Ireland. Reward for the kicking game. Sean O'Brien. Long to Jarrett Payne. Zebo. Anthony Watson and Jonathan Joseph, the Bath pair, make the twin tackle. This is Jack McGrath, the prop. England offside. Happy St. David's Day, Brian.
Thank you, Eddie. That's exactly the start that Ireland wanted. It was a very ineffectual kick-off by England. I don't understand why they put it into the 22. No pressure on there. And then although George Ford managed to deal with the kick, that's imprecision at the players not getting over the ball. Ireland simply turning the ball over, and then someone straying offside at a point again. Only 10 metres into their own half, where if you've got any doubt at all, especially early on, you've got to leave those things. You've got to stay behind and trust the defence. Ideal start for Ireland.
Yeah, and Ireland responding to that kick-off reception exactly the same way they have done the first 2 games of this championship. Zebo collecting, taking the ball up, good ruck, they're taking it on again, and then Conor Murray puts up that 50-50 Gary Owen, and they win it back, and they get the penalty. They're turning a kick reception into a set piece.
The Sunday hush turns into a Sunday roar as Johnny Sexton puts Ireland ahead. Two minutes gone, Ireland lead 3-0.
Well, England punished there, Brian, for what you were saying was a nondescript kickoff. Will they go different? They're doing the same thing again.
Same catcher, Simon Zebo. Different tacklers this time. It's James Haskell and Dave Atwood who try to hold Zebo up in that choke tackle. It turned into a ruck. Same pattern here, Jack McGrath in his 22. Penalty
up the side of the ruck
against Billy Vunipola.
You see, you've got to come in from behind the back foot alongside what they call the pillars, which is effectively the width of the breakdown. Billy Vunipola in at the side there, caught right in front of the referee, relieves any sort of pressure they did have, and that's a good... Oh, has he kept that in? I think no.
Touched it, his flag up.
Which means Ireland have been given, from that effective kick, what, 40 metres and another attacking platform.
Well, you can see what England are trying to do. They were trying to put pressure on that ball carrier in the middle of the park to try and turn the ball over, but Vunipola just lacking a little bit of discipline there.
2 early penalties conceded by England. Rory Best, his first throw. Safely down from Geordie Murphy. Anthony Watson comes forward for it, but it's Devon Toner who stoops his long 6'10" frame and collects for Ireland, and they're off again.
Advantage over.
Sexton. Sean O'Brien, who lasted beyond the hour mark on his comeback game. Paul O'Connell. Jack McGrath again. Sexton. One for Tommy Bowe to chase against Jack Noel. They both miss it. It's loose and it's good. Out of play. Real pressure and menace from Ireland.
Well, I'd like to see that kick again, because whether or not either of them made it, well, is that just an early jump? No, I think they both went for that.
But all that pressure is coming from Ireland's exit strategy from the kick-off, and England loose discipline giving them the advantage. Ireland turning kick-off reception into attack. That's what they're going to need to do if they're going to keep England pinned in their own half.
It's going to be a crucial area here. Old club mates, Marler against Mike Ross. England possibly have an advantage here. If the Irish can keep their set piece static and steady, that will be a significant plus for them.
That is the 5-metre line under Conor Murray's feet. It's there safely. It comes to Robbie Henshaw. Murray looking for the little gap, which closed quickly.
Lots of men out wide left, Ireland.
Rory Best takes it on. Held up over the line. They have numbers to the left. If Murray can get this back. The whistle comes first. Opportunity missed. I mean, it is still a 5-metre scrum. Ireland to feed. But Philip, was that a lost opportunity?
There was a lost opportunity. I was curious if the ball had to come back. We can't quite see it, but Craig Joubert standing right in the way that Conor Murray, if he was looking left there, Joubert standing right in the way. Got another chance.
Was that good English defence?
Well, it was good English defence in that they kept the ball up and off the floor, but had the ball gone left, Ireland would almost certainly have scored. It was a mistake, in my opinion, to have gone short there.
Dan Cole is the player receiving attention, the Leicester prop. Rory Best wears 2 for Ireland.
Now, as you see the right-hand side options here, look how much space there is, a one-on-one. You would back yourself as a winger with that much space.
Ireland have packed the left-hand side. On the side beyond the scrum from Conor Murray, there is space galore, but only Tommy Bowe in it at the moment. Geordie Murphy feeds Murray, it's the cutback. Ireland now 1 metre short. Sean O'Brien. Murray again has a penalty advantage. Penalty awarded. Is it one of those, Brian, where you end up saying we'll give away the 3?
Let it go.
If you have to, I suppose, and you take the chance then that you don't go to the bin because it's in the what they call the red zone. Still a prime attacking opportunity for Ireland. I thought when they just got the right-hand side up there, they would have gone wide instead of coming back.
Yes, Ireland have been slow to put any kind of wits on the ball all championship, and they're going back to the tight game, I think England will be happy enough if they just concede 3 points from here, given the amount of pressure. Get away from home, you're going to come under pressure initially. They'll hope to weather this storm. They're going to have to figure out a different and some options from kickoffs, because Ireland so far defended and dealt with English kickoffs really, really well. They're going to have to start varying that.
There must have been a moment there with Sean O'Brien's eyes lit up. George Ford against O'Brien, and Ford stood his ground. Scar tissue around that left eye from the clash of heads with Mathieu Bastareaud. But the feet are in perfect working order. 6-0 Ireland lead.
Well, from an Irish point of view, I don't think you could have planned or executed it better. Exactly the way they would have wanted to start, and they've done everything with precision.
Same target, Simon Zebo. Conor Murray puts a boot to it this time, and we will have a change of pattern, a line out.
Well, I have to say, one of the things I've loved about Joe Schmidt's strategy is that dealing with kickoff receptions. He's really, rather than just kicking to touch originally and bring big packs onto them, they're really working to get territorial advantage, win those aerial battles and regain possession. It's been so effective.
Atwood and England's first possession. Luther Burrell. Ford, and it's good. Noel. Zebo across from the left, and England have made good tracks deep into the Irish 22 with a throw-in to come.
But England will be pleased with the way that they got over the gain line from what was, a very simple miss one. That set up a prime attacking opportunity. Let's see what they can do.
Well, that was a great example where the kick to touch, which wasn't Conor Murray's intention, has just brought England onto them, and a good spell for England now.
Hartley to Atwood again, second line out in succession. Different area of the field. They are within striking distance of the Irish line. James Haskell lets Ben Youngs take it away. Ford. A tackle by Robbie Henshaw.
Didn't survive the clean out, onside.
Youngs looks both ways, goes on his own. Ireland trying to hold him up. Youngs gets to the ground.
Didn't survive the clean out, push back. Wrexham Green.
Dan Cole doesn't get very far, but it's so slow, somebody has to take it on. Haskell. Atwood. Vunipola.
Nothing wrong with that tackle. Advantage.
Penalty advantage to England. Ford to Joseph. No way through the centre yet. Ford. England are on the board. 6 points to 3. They had the penalty advantage. George Ford calmly dropped the goal.
Well, I think what that shows is that both of these teams are quite capable of executing attacking strategies, and therefore the battle for initial possession and territory is absolutely crucial. Where you play this game, how you see possession, is going to be absolutely vital.
Absolutely. Now Ireland with the restart, what's their strategy to regain possession? Because you could argue what it's all going to follow from here. Territory, possession. If Ireland can get it.
What are the odds on Johnny Sexton dropping one on Jack Noel with tall Tommy Bowe chasing? Noel comes away with it. Atwood, tackled by Devon Toner.
Use it inside.
Ford, straight down the middle. Rob Kearney. the wall that met him on halfway. O'Brien. Ireland a metre inside their own half. Sexton. A tester for Ford. Well taken. Well run. The final pass only finds Zebo. And another 10 in possession. Ireland's Johnny Sexton. McGrath. Paul O'Connell.
Use it! Don't yell at me.
Peter O'Mahony. Murray. Zebo against Good. It's bouncing around. Dylan Hartley goes down. On. Ireland's put in at the scrum.
Possession, just toing and froing there, absolutely key. A lot of the game being played in this middle part of the pitch at the moment, and you just get the impression that whichever side gets possession and territory is going to inch themselves forward on the scoreboard.
See the difference there in the kicks. If only 5 metres difference, just giving Jack Noel enough and Ford there enough room to wriggle out with the tackle. If it's just 5 metres shorter, he gets hit man and ball. It's a completely different scenario.
And Ford's strategy to kick that ball long to Carney rather than put that in the air and get any aerial runners. Very, very different strategies from both teams.
Crouch! Bind! Set! Stand up, please. Yeah, I've got that. Guys, that was the first time, this hookers, that was the first time I felt he was leaning in and not stability.
Going to be that far, I'll have to lean nearly.
Yeah.
Same again, boys, same again. Stay up.
Okay, get your comfortable gap. Yeah.
Can I go on the mark then?
Okay. Guys, let's have no pre-engage. Crouch! Bind! Green coming in pre-engage. Green
The
stepping
end
in
result is a
pre-engage.
free kick for England. George Ford sends it high towards Zebo. Well taken. Sexton. To Good.
Green!
Turnover, sir.
Penalty to England. Craig Joubert warned
More than happy
Ireland.
with the initial steal. You're then on your
Well,
back,
they're paying the
continuing to
price
hold
there
on
for
to
the
it.
accuracy of the Gary Owen, which gave
Release
Alex
on the
Good an
ground
awful
after
lot of
steal.
time to run that ball back, and a little bit of indiscipline at ruck time.
Geordie Murphy still grappling for the ball. He's off his feet.
Well, Geordie Murphy's entitled to go over whilst he's supporting his own weight, and he was to start with, but the thing is, as soon as you pick his foot up, 1 foot off, then he can't by definition be doing that, and he has to let go of the ball. Very tempting when you're there, you see it, you want it, you believe you can do the turnover. He may well not have even heard the referee call that. He's in the middle.
George Ford, 1 drop goal to his name already. This his first penalty attempt. The score remains 6-3.
Is he dead?
Sexton. High it goes. Zebo chases. And Zebo catches. Outstanding work by the left wing. Tommy Bowe had a good day in the air. Last time Zebo has been exemplary this far. Jared Payne. Murray arrives. Finds Sean O'Brien. He tries to get away from James Haskell. This is one for Tommy Bowe to chase. Jared Payne on Alex Good. The last time they met under a high ball, Jared Payne was sent off.
Unintentional. Put the right foot back into a player in front.
Ben Young's disappointed there, but it was. The chase came off the leg. Accidental offside.
Well,
tremendous by Zebo.
It was, wasn't it? Looking at the first two kick-off strategies from England, it looks like they see Zebo as a weakness, but I can tell you that he's not today. He's really accurate in his receptions and his running back. Very difficult to pin down.
Well, given that's the 5th time he's taken the ball, if they did think that, we ought to stop thinking it.
A scrum near the halfway line. Clean stroke by Rory Best. Jared Payne gets a few metres through George Ford's tackle. Tommy Bowe comes in and doesn't make much ground at all. George Cruz with the tackle. Ooh. Jack McGrath goes backwards. Toner gets the pass away. And there's advantage to England. A chance for Alex Good to come away with it. Only to Rob Kearney.
Keep going.
Vunipola takes it well and passes well to Haskell, to Cruz. Ireland not retreating 10 metres from the Kearney kick.
Within 10 must retire.
Well, when the ball went left there, had that been a back instead of Cruz in position, England would have been quids in because Paul O'Connell was the second last man.
Well, that's the Kearney kick. Ireland need to be retreating.
You look on the right there, Paul O'Connell is isolated there. England can't make capital out of it though.
George Ford not taking on the 50-metre kick. We'll have a 23-metre line out instead.
Well, 20 minutes gone and it's as close as everyone thought it was going to be.
Atwood, Ireland do not contest and then
got the ball.
go in for what is simply a tackle situation. Dan Cole in possession, and that's Sean O'Brien not moving away.
Instruction over here, collapse more. Collapse more.
Collapsing the maul, given by referee Joubert, man at the bottom.
Well, it's clear that Ireland will have seen the English maul as a real threat and would have put an awful lot of time and thought into how they're going to counteract it from those situations.
That's the penalty. No, it's not, because he's formed a maul and so the rest of his mates come in.
How long does he get to make the tackle?
No, well, it's up. He didn't make the initial tackle. His mates joined.
And what Ireland are trying to do, if you back off and you're the first man in, you can drop whatever is there because it's a tackle. The problem is once you and someone else go in, then it's a maul, then you can't do it.
Well, England has sensed that apprehension from Ireland and they really want to turn the screw here. You have to say, if that was me, I'd do exactly the same thing.
Dylan Hartley to throw. Oh, Devon Toner has spoilt the plan by winning the line out for Ireland.
Inside your what?
Conor Murray, does he go for touch? Well, it's not a great yardage gained.
It's an awful lot better than having one of your own line, a significant underthrow. And when you're talking about discipline in games, it isn't a question just of, not putting your feet where they shouldn't and things like that. It's a question of getting those particular rote skills correct, and on that occasion, England paid for it.
Ireland challenge again and win again. And O'Brien has a run at George Ford and makes ground. Payne, Rob Kearney, Joseph with the tackle. Mike Ford.
Yep.
That's too far from Conor Murray. Good in a lot of space there.
If it comes close, I'll stop.
And the England players to his right were calling for the ball. They're still calling for the ball. Chris Robshaw, Ford, Joseph.
He's in all sorts of bother. He's all, yeah.
Vunipola.
Run away.
Ford. Burrell. Jared Payne makes the tackle. Ireland have 14 fit men at the moment. Ford. Vunipola out in midfield, and Robbie Henshaw picks up a big leg.
Turnover is good.
Ireland have turned it over. Chance here. Peter O'Mahony. England.
They're going to stop because of
Very
Sean
fast.
O'Brien.
Sean O'Brien is in the way, really, and that's a safety measure. And the Irish crowd can express as much disappointment as they want, but
Sorry, just say your
Sean
call again,
O'Brien's
please.
safety paramount.
Sean O'Brien looks all right now, but when he got up after whatever collision, I think it might have been that collision, it was all over the place.
Thomas back on number 2 watches.
Well, I still have to know whether that's a shoulder reoccurrence of that shoulder niggle, that injury. He's had 2 operations on or not. But either way, Tommy O'Donnell's on in his replacement.
Try scorer against Italy. Solo try scorer. England offside from that last piece of action. And Ireland are, for some considerable time, in the England half with a set piece.
And whilst England have had about 10 minutes to come away with no points, if Ireland come down here and make an effective contribution to the scoreboard, then they will be extremely pleased. Games ebb and flow, question of whether you do the things right when you're in the ascendancy, and at the moment, or for the last period, England didn't do.
Murphy wins the line out, and Ireland start to get a little bit intricate. Zebo in off the wing, switch of play, Rory Best. Toner, who's had an important part to play in winning line-out ball. McGrath. Haskell makes the tackle. Tommy O'Donnell.
7 watts.
Sexton on the loop, Carney to Tommy Bow. Murray on his own, a little bit of variety. Toner plays scrum half. His second row partner, Paul O'Connell, thrown back out of the England 22. O'Donnell again, up to the 22, over the 22. Sexton, Payne. O'Mahony. Penalty to England. Not releasing.
Yeah. 8 watts, arriving player holding on.
Well, Ireland have tried a similar move twice now on the right-hand side when the ball has gone wide, and ostensibly they've had a 3-on-2, but Joseph and Noel have dealt with it very well on each occasion, shuffling out.
Well, the crowd reacting to that decision by Joubert.
Ford makes sure rather than many yards. Robshaw with the catch. England kept it in field. Burrell has to take the hit, and England are way back behind the advantage line from the driving line out, and then Ireland have earned the penalty from that pressure.
Well, that's tremendous pressure from Ireland, which forced that situation. The problem is, when Ben Youngs eventually had to call for that ball, scream for that ball, because it was delayed, it put everyone else under pressure.
Yeah, it was a real rush.
Once it gets on the touchline there, that's got to go in the box. It's got to go in the air, because all the options out wide have closed down. Ireland were too quick on it. 3 points is going to be the result.
Oh, it's so finely balanced. Both sides putting real pressure on the ball carrier. Ruck time, rush defence, very little time and space on the ball for either side at the moment, and it's just hanging on what your defence can squeeze out when you get into the opposition half.
Ireland do take advantage of their time spent in the England half. 9 points to 3 they lead.
Well, that was great pressure by John Sexton, because he'd already rushed up on Ford. He drifted out onto Burrell, and followed up by Tommy O'Donnell, set of fresh legs, gets that turnover.
Deeper from Ford. Tommy Bowe.
Ball is available.
Good, will catch the Murray kick just inside his own half. Hartley gives the pass to Ford. Youngs, Burrell. Hartley the hooker, involved again. Robshaw. Ireland have won the penalty. Jordy Murphy over the ball.
Well, they're going to thank Jordy Murphy for that, because the accuracy of Conor Murray's kicks in the first 2 kickoff receptions has not been followed. He's giving England a little bit too much time on the ball. That was a key turnover by Murphy.
We talk about accuracy there. The next player in has to make an effective contribution. Dave Atwood falling off the tackler. He has to get that roll right to make sure that the foot comes off and the contest can't be continued. The game is very close. The score is like this because Ireland, just at these very crucial moments, have been that bit more precise.
Clear release on the ball, yeah. Yeah, gotcha.
A rub on the head for Jordy Murphy. Rory Best. Interesting that Johnny Sexton had a word with all the forwards, told them exactly how he wants the ball. The delivery will be from O'Mahony. Here goes Conor Murray. Payne to Toner. Ireland are tightly grouped here in midfield. This maul set up by Paul O'Connell should open up space on both sides. The forwards feel they can make progress first. Rory Best, minus his scrum cap, directs the traffic. Bowe goes into scrum half. Sexton thought about the drop goal, gives it instead to Robbie Henshaw. O'Connell. Joe Marler with the flying tackle.
Use it!
O'Donnell. Will Sexton think about the drop goal? Not anymore, because Haskell comes away with the ball. Irish players down, or one Ireland player down.
Advantage over!
Good, knew that, and is prepared to run out of the 22. George Ford clapping. That's gone forward.
That's a penalty.
Anthony Watson in front of the knock-on. So Ireland do have a chance at points.
Well, Johnny Sexton again. His contributions from the boot were predicted and noted. What he should take huge credit for twice now, and that probably will account for 6 points.
Yeah.
Well, he's been noticeably today putting a lot of pressure on George Ford. He's rushed at him when he's had the opportunity defensively, and he's certainly gone in to make a real physical impression there as well, and that's led to the penalty. Just a bit of concern, Robbie Henshaw limping. He looked as though he might have had a terminal injury, but he looks to be okay.
Yeah, as we saw the last opportunity, the Irish penalty. If we run it on from here, it's a great opportunity for England to go wide. If we stop it there, he's got to give that pass. But he's got the time. He's got numbers on the outside. There's one, the outside full-back will go on the left, and then there's a winger, 3-on-1 opportunity. He holds on to it. Great tackle. Penalty, 3 points Ireland.
Johnny Sexton, 3 out of 3. Three out of 4.
But from George Ford's position there, he needs a call, because he's trying to keep the ball alive. He wants to keep the game fluid. The man nearest to him has got to communicate that the safer option is just to hold it in. I'm there to support. He'll put it down on the ground and we'll start again.
George Ford sizes up his options and heads towards Tommy Bowe, who feeds Conor Murray, who was tackled by Rob Shaw.
Tackle, White! Tackle! Push back! Push back!
England offside. It's Dave Atwood again.
Come, Cap. Yeah. Wide variety.
And again, everyone wants a live speed, everyone wants to put pressure. But clearly, well, a yard in front of the back foot. And from there, when the kick's going up anyway, and you can see that the Irish are flat and not going to move the ball, really have to have more discipline.
Sexton favouring the end-over-end kick. England have had to make twice the number of tackles. Jack McGrath and Rory Best discuss the line-out call. O'Connell wins it, down to Toner, who gives it to Geordie Murphy.
Found in the maul, fine, he's bound in the maul.
Good work by George Cruz to stop Ireland making much ground, if any. Best, again, without his scrum cap. Robbie Henshaw in at scrum half, Dan Cole over the ball. It comes back on the Irish side. Sexton, a real tester. That might come off the crossbar, but it's too far in the end. And Alex Good makes a sound catch.
England dealing well with a shift drive there. Ireland winning the ball, trying to move the point of attack, the point of the driven maul, but England not being
you can't just force it.
Deceived by it.
Alex Good made the mark in the in-goal area, and a mark it remains.
But again, Ireland's aerial strategy just getting a little bit too much distance in their kick. They really want to get guys in the air there, and it's not really coming off of them. A really good start to the game, but they're going to need to rein that in a bit and get a bit more height in those kicks.
Yeah. Thank you.
Craig Joubert giving Ireland the hurry up. 2 and a bit minutes left. Toner. O'Donnell, and it works. Robbie Henshaw through. Good set-piece move by Ireland. Sexton again, inside, that one doesn't work, to Tommy Bowe. And a chance for Jack Nowell to break out. Forwards in front of him. Forwards trying to scamper back. Rob Kearney watches the ball very carefully. Good thinking though by Jack Nowell. Up against 3 forwards and outstripped a lot of them.
I don't know about anyone else, I'm hugely enjoying this game. Small margins, small errors. And you see that cost, just one knock-on cost 70 metres.
I think Ireland will be somewhat disappointed when they look back on this first half in terms of the territorial advantage they have. You just get the impression that if England had had this territory, they may well have come away with more.
O'Connell wins the defensive line out. Only seconds ago they were threatening, now they're easing their way. Tommy Bowe chases after the kick. Mix up between Nowell and Billy Vunipola. Good. That's a good tackle by Rory Best. It's a good dive pass by Big Billy. Ford to Haskell.
Let go green, off your feet.
Joe Marler. Good. Up goes Kearney. Doesn't get a hand on it.
Is that all right, sir?
Jonathan Joseph did, but it's come back Ireland's way. Tommy O'Donnell.
Yep.
Kearney's left boot finds touch.
Rob Kearney had very little option there. Simon Zebo was deep. There's no way he was going to be in a position to chase a higher ball from Kearney.
Please hold the ball, please. I'll give you the throw, yeah. Thumbs off while the boost gets done.
We're into overtime at the end of the first half. Jared Payne out there in the centre. We will have time for the line out.
Sorry.
Attention to Rory Best at the tail of the line out.
Okay.
Rob Shaw wins to Ben Youngs. Ford to Burrell. Sexton slightly had to roll with the tackle. Ford to Joseph. Good. No. Across comes Henshaw. Good covering by the 12. And that is half-time. Frustration from Jack Nowell. Slight frustration from England after 40 minutes. Paul O'Connell's team with the advantage. Ireland lead by 9 points to 3.
Half-time here at Aviva Stadium. It's Ireland.
Well, I think both sides will have cause for optimism. England because they're not too far behind. Ireland because they have been more precise when it counted.
Philip, Brian and Eddie.
No changes at half-time. We have the one replacement on. Tommy O'Donnell for Sean O'Brien. Johnny Sexton prepares to start the second half. Tense, close. And there's no reason to suppose it's going to be any different in the second half. Tommy Bowe sets off in pursuit and wins it.
Jack Woodall, green, play on.
Dan Cole picked up the tap down by Bowe. Rob Kearney now in possession. Sexton. Well taken, Alex Good. Jack Nowell squirms under Paul O'Connell. Billy Vunipola. England haven't had their number 8 on the charge much. And again, it's a lot of time for Tommy Bowe to weigh up his options. Sexton through the hands to Rory Best. Sexton tried the spiral kick, didn't hit the sweet spot. Good says, I'm going high. Again, time for Carney to catch, have a look, have a little run, which is quickly stopped. Mike Ross held up by Dave Atwood. Good. Watson against Zebo. Hartley. Ford. Atwood again. Going nowhere. Tackle by Jack McGrath. Ford to Joseph. Jack Noel. Back in the England team, the Exeter winger. Out of play. Good defensive work by Tommy Bowe, Rob Carney.
Well, it was good work by the Irish defence, but the first two England kicks of this half have been something and nothing. Neither long enough to put the Irish on the back foot by making them turn, nor under pressure by making them feel man and ball, and Ireland have dealt with that comfortably.
Yeah, very cagey restart by both sides, to be frank, and on that side, on that occasion again, Ireland just winning out in terms of not making the mistake.
Toner down to Murray, and Tommy Bowe, willing as ever, take his heads off. Knock on by Chris Robshaw. Now then Ireland with a chance. Conor Murray! Great pass and good footwork from Robbie Henshaw. Alex Good goes back. Henshaw follows up. Good. Oh, it was brilliant by the fullback. And he's still going. Oh, Alex Good saved England then. Vunipola. And Johnny Sexton stays down after that contact. Finger in the eye, it's gone loose again. Ford, it's still scrappy. Johnny Sexton back up. Rob Carney high. Wide.
Oh, it's a better kick by Conor Murray then, but real height on the ball, which enabled Ireland to challenge for it. They got the knock on and won the turnover because Robshaw fumbled. That's what, there's no doubt that at half-time they would have emphasised that. That's a great break there by Murray, but look how well Good does here to evade the Irish defence. O'Mahony just can't, I'm not sure that Henshaw just can't get up. He slips 3 tackles there. And if he looked to his right, there were men free, he could have gone all the way.
Ford goes long. Tommy Bowe waits. Tommy O'Donnell. Sexton. Zebo against Ford. Zebo knocked it on. Watson. Anthony Watson, a first glimpse of his footwork. Tries to get the pass away, that's gone forward.
Oh, the game's opening up a bit, isn't it?
Great to see people backing their own pace. Again, when you're in that situation, this is the experience thing. He's done enough. Forcing a pass there was not quite on, just a little bit too much ambition.
A real look, first real look at Anthony Watson on the move. But still, that is only the halfway line, and the score is the same. I'm just thinking of England's response in Cardiff in the opening game. They were a different force altogether, Brian. Ireland have started this second half well.
They have, because their kicking strategy has been spot on. You know, I think it went slightly wayward in the first half for 10-15 minutes when England were able to get back into the game because they were given time, but it's been absolutely on the money so far, and it's denied England the opportunity.
Free kick to Ireland. Murray takes it quickly. Sexton. Jared Payne. Peter O'Mahony, well done, well worked with Sexton. It's there for Conor Murray. Paul O'Connell. Penalty to Ireland. Offside.
One of our primary key focus areas is for guys to move out of the way of the halfback, move to the side, not in the halfback's way.
I don't think it's Danko, it's Chris Robshaw's come around the side.
Well, you're making a point at half-time in terms of discipline. Clive Woodward making the point that 8 points, 8 penalties, I should say, against Ireland in a match like this is too many to give away. And it's something they haven't been able to respond to. Ireland, for their part, have been more accurate with their kicking, but what England needed to do was be more disciplined and not give away that level of penalty count.
Significance of this will be as well, it takes them above and beyond a converted try.
Clear blue sky over the Aviva Stadium. Sunlight on the pitch. And Ireland are 9 points ahead. 12 points to 3 they lead here.
Crucial one for Jonathan Sexton, and Ireland, having missed his last kick, you know, sorely wanted to put that one over.
Tommy Bowe catches the restart. Luther Burrell with the follow-up tackle. Conor Murray towards Jack Knoll. Rob Kearney. Oh, Knoll did very well. That was coming over his shoulder. The other blue scrum cap, James Haskell. Paul O'Connell hangs on to an ankle. Forward. Tommy Bowe takes ball and Billy Vunipola, and can still deliver. Just enough for Ireland to have the put in.
We see a situation there where Billy Vunipola does nail his man, but still that is a catch to nothing. And he's not being challenged for the ball in the air, and unless you can do that, you're very unlikely to turn the ball over.
Rob Kearney coming onto the field there, wearing 15, taking up his position, just having a little bit of attention. Bright sunlight on that far side.
This was an area where England might have looked to have had an edge. It hasn't turned out that way.
No, they thought Joe Marler could do a number on Mike Ross, but that's very solid work by the Irish tight head prop, and that they've turned the defensive scrum into a very positive drive and earned the penalty.
And that is a huge psychological flip for the Irish 8. They won't show it, but they will be feeling very good about themselves because of that.
Yes, coming into this game, the scrum you'd have thought was going to help England keep the scoreboard ticking over if they could just get territory, get penalties. It hasn't happened that way at all. And that is such a psychological boost for Ireland, because England are going to have to look to other parts of the game, given that they've not got that advantage they hope they might get.
Rory Best. Paul O'Connell one-handed. Jack McGrath does well to pick that up. Mike Ross, the scrummager, becomes the maker of the odd yard. Murray. There will be a challenge for this. Jack Noel knocks it on. Tommy Bowe does pick up the scraps. Toner comes away with it. Sexton. Behind Watson. Good comes across. Watson held by Zebo, thrown down by the Irish left wing. Ireland have got this back their side. Jonathan Joseph off his feet. It's a scramble for this ball now. Back on the Ireland side. Peter O'Mahony picks it up. Conor Murray waits. And then goes into the ruck. O'Mahony takes it on. Zebo goes in. There aren't many Irish backs. There aren't any Irish backs out on this near side. They have to come through the forwards. First through Rory Best. Murray. O'Mahony, who's been very involved in this passage. It's a free-for-all, no penalties. Chris Robshaw did well there to disrupt the Irish work. Rory Best drives on deep into the cluster of players. Sexton, Payne, Sexton back to Carney, crunching tackle on him by Jack Noel. Henshaw, Robbie Henshaw! They'll have a look at it. Craig Joubert stops time. The Irish centre celebrates, but we'll have to check.
Well, all of the Irish resurgence and domination in this early part of the second half has been down to the aerial game and a much more controlled kicking. Conor Murray's kicking has been controlled, he hasn't forced things, and that kick, it looked like it was Ireland had been given the penalty and it was a kick to nothing, but it wasn't. No. That looks like a try.
But certainly
just
not,
one-handed from behind.
Yeah.
it's certainly not in touch, so if he's grounded it, it's try.
What skills above his
Yes,
head.
that's a try.
Those are all the angles. No water try.
Well, when there's been no space in the middle of the park, Ireland have used this aerial game. As Brian, as you were saying, in the first half they struggled, they lost their accuracy, but they've turned that up a notch in the second half, and it's led to the penalty, and it's led now to a try. How can England come back from this?
Well, first of all, they've got to get and keep some ball, and they haven't been able to do that. From an Irish point of view, I'm sure they will want now to kick on.
Here's the accuracy of Johnny Sexton. The conversion so tight to the touchline. The kick was so precise to land so close to the out of bounds. Brilliant. Two kicks by Sexton, one for the try, one for the conversion, and Ireland lead by 19 points to 3.
You can see there, and although Sexton has put the points on the board, the growing influence in this game and the dominant influence in this game has been the Irish scrum half, Conor Murray.
Robbie Henshaw of Connacht with the try. England have made a change as Rob Kearney wins another little aerial contest. Tom Youngs is on at scrum half. Conor Murray, and they decide to put it up again. And England are making mistakes. Alex Good, so solid normally, sees one bounce off his shoulder. Why not keep going in the air? That's an easier catch for Good, who calms his nerves with the mark and then says, let's get on with it. Now then, is Johnny Sexton nursing a hamstring? There, just left hand. This is Alex Good, who's okay. The England pack, who may be shaken, but they're sound.
He just felt it again there, and he's being attended to. I think he is coming off.
Yeah, already Ian Madigan is on.
Well, not the most difficult time to come on in some respects for Madigan. He knows exactly what's required here. The pressure is on England to try and force things. What Ireland need to do is certainly not let England come on to them. They need to maintain the intensity, but tactically, they're pretty clear what they need to do.
Peter O'Mahony wins out. What a game Peter O'Mahony's having today. Penalty to Ireland. The new hooker, Tom Young's offside. Too eager. Corner.
Here's your mark.
I would think so. No reason not to just put the ball as deep as you can into England territory. They'll have the throw anyway.
Ian Madigan. Oh, that's a very useful first little touch. The Leinster. Well, I suppose Ian Madigan's almost a utility back now, Philip, with experience at outside half 12.
Yeah, and clearly a lot of the hard work has been done in terms of how Ireland are going to play from here on in. They find the accuracy, the strategy, the tactics are working really well. So he'll get a pretty decent ride here if he just sticks to the game plan, because the other 14 have established.
Oh, Devon Toner for the first time loses a line out.
And then back by White. White scrum 15.
A shake of the head. He had it, and then he didn't.
And you say, what can England do? Well, I would think very little in terms of trying to win this game from this point, but there is still an enormous amount for them to play for in this sense. You know, it is very important psychologically they do not get hammered in this game, that they stick in there, that they show tenacity, that they show some spirit and fight.
Joe Marler against Mike Ross. Vunipola comes away with it. The surge of by the number 8. Who's with him? Nobody, or not enough for Vunipola to do anything but kick, and it's gone too far, and Billy Vunipola looks in disgust.
Well, Ireland can't afford to give England opportunities like that, because a try against a run of play would really have English tails up.
Done all the hard work. Couldn't have moved the ball left, and Irish winger inside. The supporting player, Ben Youngs.
Madigan gives it a thump. George Ford. Alice Good says hi. Trouble for Ireland as it bounces off Madigan. Knock on by England. Ireland will have the scrum.
You know, when England have not had the ball for large parts of this game, and they get opportunities where there is a bit of room, I'd like to see them keep the ball in hand and try and establish some momentum.
Sorry. Thank you.
Substitution
First change on the Irish side. Martin Moore comes on for Mike Ross.
Well, Mike Ross has done his job today.
Yes, and this whole Irish crowd knows it too. They know how important that battle was going to be with Joe Marler, and he's done his job.
We're still a few minutes away from the hour mark and the entry into the last quarter. Plenty of time for all sorts of things to happen. Marty Moore drops to one knee, and Ireland just give a little bit there, enough for the penalty to go against them.
Under pressure, going backwards, taking down.
Well, it's interesting they take the kick of the post now, Brian, isn't it? It's 19-3 down.
England prepare to take a penalty. Cian Healy prepares to make his entrance. A quick word from the studio, Clive.
Yeah, Eddie, you talk about substitutions now. It's interesting if George puts us over with 13 points, 2 scores. So now the time I think England have to make a gamble. And personally, I'd be keen to see Cipriani come on and maybe take a bit of risk and put him at centre. I wouldn't change forward, but I'd bring Cipriani on. He's got his left foot as well. I think Tom Croft had a bit of pace. The back row has been coming second at the moment, so I'd look at maybe Croft and even Easter as well, and just to maybe move things up. There's still plenty of time, 23 minutes left yet and 2 scores, so I think they should do something positive now with riding the subs bench.
George Ford, successful. Well, it's relief for England. Points in the second half. They've suffered so far, but they now have 6. Ireland 19.
George Ford, Ireland 19, England 6.
Well, England taking that penalty will have relieved the pressure at a cost of 3 points. They won't be too disappointed at that if they can just turn this kick-off into possession and put the pressure back on England.
Ian Madigan on Jack Noel. Vunipola. Madigan.
No tackle, fine.
There's space out here for Ireland. Murphy feeds O'Mahony. This is the try scorer, Robbie Henshaw. Rory Best. Ever willing. Madigan. Tommy Bowe. Well, is that the difference between a Johnny Sexton and an Ian Madigan?
Yes, that is the difference. Difficult enough for him to come on and be that accurate so cold.
England have taken it quickly. George Ford. Territorially, it's worked out. But how much ground will Rob Kearney make? Good. Into the Irish half. Ben Youngs to Haskell. And it works again for Ireland. Isolated the player, Chris Robshaw argues the point. Marty Moore is slapped on the back for the good work.
Well, that's the difficulty for England, because you sense they're chasing the game, so they're going to have to try and start to force things. They'd like to open it up and get it a bit looser and trying to get some of their big strike runners into the game, but by doing that, Haskell going in isolated and Ireland's defence able to get the turnover.
Discipline hasn't been great. And I think just watch this from the height after here. It's a penalty. He says there it is. Referee says it's a penalty. It's a free play for Murray. I don't think you'd have done this if it wasn't a penalty. That's a great kick, great finish. Got to cut the penalties out.
Ireland back in possession. Madigan to Henshaw. Good clear out work. And O'Mahony involved again, and it overplayed perhaps. Rob Kearney can't take the pass. Joe Marler. Ford. Oh, Henshaw. Oh, Jack Nowell comes away with it. But England taking risks now.
Advantage over.
Ben Youngs. Charged down by Paulo on Oh. Well, all sorts of things are going right and a lot more things are going wrong.
Well, Jonathan Davis made the point that England have given away a lot of penalties. Some of that has been indiscipline. A lot of it has to do with the Irish pressure that has put them in difficult situations.
Ireland pick off another England line out. Jordy Murphy stays on his feet through the tackle. Madigan, Henshaw. Cian Healy. Back on the stage. That's O'Donnell, who's been on it for a lot longer. Paul O'Connell. England have rung another change. Tom Croft is on in the back row. Murray. Healy. O'Mahony. Martin Moore. Paul O'Connell, flat pass from Ian Madigan, it could work well. Ireland recycle quickly. Madigan again. Zebo. Murray, Madigan, knock on by England. Rob Kearney. Alex Good is there. Referee seems to have decreed the advantage over.
Use it!
Ben Youngs. Jared Payne. Geordie Murphy. Oh, Cian Healy. Madigan towards Good. Good should be able to make the mark. And off we go again. Ireland too close.
Advantage over, Leonard Watt.
And they take the option of the line out further downfield. More replacements. Ian Henderson comes on. Devon Toner goes off.
Well, he's been immense in the line-out, Devon Toner. There hasn't been a huge number of line-outs, but where there has been, he's had that crucial turnover. And been very, very active in the loose and in defence as well. Ian Henderson, very talented.
Joe Marler
home in the back row.
Joe Marler coming off the field. He was injured as much as anything, and a second Vunipola comes on, brother Mako, to join Billy. And also into the fray comes Nick Easter at the age of 36. Meanwhile, Luther Burrell charges up in midfield. Mako Vunipola. Youngs. George Cruz delivers. Joseph. Peter O'Mahony made the tackle. And that's Cian Healy bursting through. Ireland turning the ball over. Or have they? They haven't. Atwood to the new Vunipola. For Joseph, can't take it. Went backwards. He can't dance his way out of that sort of pressure. Ireland have a player down. Henshaw back up, and another one goes down. Sent there by Dan Cole on the charge. Cian Healy stays down.
That's going to be a penalty, should be a penalty to Ireland.
Elbow on the ground though, I think, Brian, so it's a penalty to England, not supporting his weight.
Ah. Well, Cian Healy.
Not the culprit.
No.
Well, this is a Cian Healy tackle. It's Fye, yeah, and he's taken a knot. He's back on his feet and walking back to take up his position. So medical advice is he's okay.
66 minutes gone, England trailing by 13 points. They want the points now. What a difference this is from the England that kicked for the corner, Brian, in the first half.
Yep. And whilst it would be improbable, 12 minutes left.
$19 points to 9.
And you'd have to say that against the run of play, the momentum seemed to be with Ireland, but England slowly but surely reducing that gap. And a converted try now would make it a very nervy last few minutes.
Changes by England at scrum half. Richard Wigglesworth comes on. Also, Nick Easter does make his official entry. And Billy Twelvetrees is on. Jack Knoll makes the run. Billy Vunipola. Wigglesworth to scrum half. His first touch is an untidy one at a ruck the forwards didn't fully control. Wigglesworth's left boot. Carney has time to catch, turn. Held by Twelvetrees. Tommy O'Donnell. Murray. Jared Payne hangs on to a Vunipola trunk. Ford is going to kick. No, he's not. Knoll. Easter. Tommy Bowe will make the mark.
Well, the concern, if I'm Joe Smith sitting in the stand, I'm looking at this, I'm just a bit concerned that maybe Ireland will stop playing now, feeling that this game is won and allowing England to come on to them. Just slowly but surely they're getting back into contention. I mean, Ireland, from Ireland's perspective, they want to get the scoreboard moving again and just take some of this energy out of this England side, who are in danger of really coming back into the game.
Jared Payne's game is done. He's off injured. And on comes Felix Jones. It'll be interesting to see how Ireland rejig now. Presumably Felix Jones will go on the wing and Tommy Bowe into the centre. After this programme, the Red Button Forum. It's been a very busy, interesting, engrossing weekend of Six Nations action. Feel free to make your contribution. Nick Easter, his contribution to leave Ian Henderson in his wake. Wigglesworth. Mako Vunipola, George Ford, Billy Vunipola. Ireland try and hold him up, but there's a lot of Billy to keep above ground. Good. Easter with the shift to Tom Youngs, which rather put the hooker in trouble. But England's coming forward through Billy Twelvetrees. It's there for the captain, Chris Robshaw. Easter. Wigglesworth to Ford. Twelvetrees went on his own. There appeared to be white shirts outside him. Tom Youngs. Easter again. He's made an impact since he came on, the 36-year-old. Jack Noel.
Luther Burrell on his own on the left, going for the ball.
Wigglesworth waits yet again, looks up. That close to the goal line. England, a resurgence.
He's still on his own.
Referee whistle goes. Ireland have the put-in.
Well, if that wasn't warning enough to Ireland, they really are in danger of letting England right back into this now. They've really got to pull together. They can't play the game in their own half, and they can't just defend out the last 8 minutes of this match. They have to maintain pressure, they have to attack, and they have to play in the opposition half. England, for their point, shown real courage coming back into this game.
This is Cian Healy making his way back. He'll have a huge scrum to face. Who's come on and who's gone off? The Greens are on. We have, Brian, 7.5 minutes to go. You said it can be done, but surely they must score here, though.
Yes, and whilst England still have some experience in the front row, they've got a completely new second row pairing, which is underpowered.
Conor Murray to feed. He'll be very conscious that the line to his right is the goal line, and England put the pressure on too early and concede the free kick, to the dismay of Tom Youngs and Dan Cole.
Well, the changes have certainly strengthened England's relative position, you think, in the scrum. Ireland, you have to say, fortunate to get away from that.
Ian Madigan pushes play down towards the 10-metre line. There came the push too soon. This is Rory Best coming off. Sean Cronin of Leinster replaces the Ulsterman.
Substitution for number 16, Sean Cronin, replaces number 2, Rory Best.
And Best is at his usual dependable game. He'll be satisfied with his contribution.
Captain Robshaw with the ball. Dan Cole to his Leicester teammate Tom Youngs. England with a solid stream of possession, taken up by Mako Vunipola. Ford, 12 trees. Burrell came on the burst, but it's in the hands of Felix Jones. Conor Murray puts a boot to it, but it's hands back possession to England through Alex Good. Alex Good, big handoff. Easter drops it. Did it go forward? Craig Joubert back on the spot says it did.
I think that was fine. I think that went back.
It did go back.
Yep.
Oh, that's a seismic collision from two very, very big men as Cian Healy sucks in the air. He's short of game time. He's feeling it. This is intense. It's physical. It's tough. It's not the most open game of rugby in the world, but the contacts, scrummaging, it's energy sapping.
So instead of having the goal line right behind him, Conor Murray now has the halfway line in front of him. underneath him. It's a better place for Ireland to negotiate these last 4.5 minutes. It's been a bit fraught. It comes away safely. Well picked up, Ian Madigan. Rob Kearney. Well, he was looking for a bit more corner than that. Rob Kearney waited and would have been a bit worried about the bounce of the ball, but it's back in green shirts. O'Donnell leaves it for, or provides it for Murray. Zebo chases. Oh, that's a fine catch by Watson, and a good handoff and a good sidestep. Billy Vunipola, brother Mako with him all the way. Good, 12 trees. Jack Noel, they can't play that in front of him, that's offside.
Well, when it's not your day, it's not your day. You'd have to say if England had got a little bit more of the bounce to the ball, it could be a very different picture. That's just a poor pass. And a lack of concentration from Noel putting his foot to that one.
Ian Madigan taking a great deal of care, picking his spot and not being greedy.
Doesn't need to be at this time, does he? Ireland will have the advantage of the throw. First time in a while they've been in England territory. I would expect them to take as much time as they needed to secure this throw. Take some time to drive the ball.
Sean Cronin to throw. Ian Henderson with the catch. Cronin looks up. Is the driving maul on? Seems to be. It's not moving yet. In comes Geordie Murphy to lend his weight. Referee waves play on. It's become a fairly untidy ruck. Ireland reset. Come through Ian Henderson of Ulster. Cronin of Leinster. Madigan ducks under 2 tackles, and away comes Tommy O'Donnell. Are Ireland going to see the game out safely, in possession, making ground? They've been under the cosh for quite a time in this second half, having scored the points that seemed to put them in an unassailable position. Back came England, and Ireland have taken the initiative back. 1.5 minutes to go. Oh, England with the penalty. Maybe the drama isn't all over. Craig Joubert adds 10 to the original offence. George Ford will go into the corner.
I don't think you can fault England for their fortitude, for their endeavour in this game. They've just been a little less precise than Ireland. Ireland have kicked a little bit better. They've been more precise when it counts, and that's been the difference between the teams.
Tom Youngs to throw. George Cruz can't take it. Ireland commit an offence free kick. Richard Wigglesworth. Ford. Vunipola. Still Billy Vunipola.
Man of the match is Ireland's number 12, Robbie Henshaw.
Wigglesworth waits. Mako Vunipola. Cruz to Ford to 12 trees. Jack Noel is in at the corner, but it's a forward pass. Oh, look at that.
Well, the touch was right in line.
Billy Vunipola, Billy 12 trees, face says it all. The Irish fans' faces say it all.